Well, I'm curious now too, with you establishing yourself right as the GTA RP, the original sheriff, of all 10 GTA members of your server,
right?
Really holding it down. How do you transition out of that? Like, because you're Sheriff Eli. It is built into your what is it? Your not your aesthetic, your brand. Like, you are the sheriff. How do you transition out of that and play other games? Kind of to switch gears a little bit, like Call of Arms or Biomutant, or Call to Arms or Biomutant. Like, how do you make that transition?
Tarkov, yeah.
And to be fair, I barely played Biomutant, so like I didn't even get out of the tutorial.
That's why I was like, what about a different game?
Like, let's just call it what it is. Like, it sounds like I'm master of these games. I never made it out of the tutorial of Biomutant.
You're a huge fan of Biomutant.
Yeah,
no, you love it. Yeah, no.
I bet
it's synonymous. Sheriff Eli and Biomutant. You just think of each other.
I think it's probably good if you get to play. I just never made it there. Like, I don't know, like if I'm a knucklehead or what, but like I would try to open a door and then an arrow to be like, the door opens to the right, and I'd be like, I don't know. So I mean, but I mean, before we even like go through that, I mean, I don't even. So like with the 10 people, I mean, I wasn't even the sheriff. You know what I mean? Like,
was there a coup? Did you have to take over?
No, I was just a patrol dude.
Were you a corporal, like a private, like what?
Well,
deputy,
no,
Paul, deputy.
Deputy. It wasn't even Sheriff Eli. Like, it was not even that thing. And like, I have to give credit to, Kelly and Pro, and I mean, there was a bunch of people behind the scenes that were running that original server, the state of emergency server, and Smitty, and it was just. I mean, like, to me, I didn't feel like I was doing anything that was special or unique at all. I mean, I log in and then go and, kind of lose myself in it for a few hours and then just punch a ticket. And like, as the server grew, punch that ticket, girl. But like, as the server grew, like, other people, they wanted to do other things. And like, there was, things that, it had to be managed, and like, people had to do code, and there was like a database. Like, so it was just one of those things where, it wasn't, they were just like, hey, will you do the sheriff's office so that, Smitty can do something else? And I was like, well, no, I don't want to do that. And they
so
were
someone
like,
just handed you the sheriff badge.
Right. And I was like, immediately, I was like, who would be good as Finn? And they were like, no, he already said no. And I was like,
you have to.
He's good. He's one step ahead. But I mean, it was like, literally, it was just something that it wasn't, and then it was.
Well, so that's something I wanted to ask about, because I talked to you a little bit about it. You didn't even really intend to stream when you started playing GTA.
I had no idea what it was. I mean, I just started doing YouTube, and I mean, those old videos are still up there. I hate to say they weren't the best, but like, I mean, I tried. Like, I had no idea with the editing and everything. I mean, like, that was I would thought it was groundbreaking that I was doing YouTube. I was like, oh, I got 100 views. You know what I mean? Like, my old man's like, when are you going back to work? I'm like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's work, yeah.
I'm doing it. You know what I mean? But
this is me now.
I mean, it was just like the community, and Proxy had a big fundraiser, and like a lot of people donated just so that I could get set up. And like, Twitch reached out to me, Gunrun like helped me with the OBS stuff, and like, it was literally from something that I had no idea how to do, and it was a step-by-step, hours of this is how you set it up, this is what your stream key does, and like, this is how you transition, this is how what they'll see on the feed. All the people from Loaded, I mean, Isaiah, Brandon, Colin, like, all of them literally flew out to help me like set stuff up, because I had no idea what it was or what was going on.
That is so cool, though.
I remember having like the conversation with Brandon. I was like, so what am I supposed to do? And he was like, you do what you do. And I was like, okay, but for real though.
But like, what do I do?
Was this before Loaded was a thing, or was this?
Oh, no, they were
Loaded?
definitely a thing. Like, I mean,
Okay.
they were managing, Tim and Lyric and Summit and every, like, I didn't know what they wanted me to do. And so he was like, well, let's do a test stream and see how it goes. So like, there was a test stream to like the Loaded page, and I'm just going around, and he's like, so do what you normally do. And I was like, okay. So like I'm driving, and I was like, oh, well, there's an abandoned car. We'll pull over. We'll turn the gumballs on. I'm gonna get the plate here. I'll run the owner. Do you think people want to watch this? And he was like, people do. I couldn't believe. I was like, this is
People are weird.
I mean,
So-
why?